So, hey Chuckle folks, it's your boy, Dark Raikou here, with a what if called, well, I still haven't decided the name. But pretty much, this what if is really called, what if Issei was the Dragon Prince? Or mostly a Dragon Prince of all elements. Uh, don't worry, I will name it whatever I think of. But pretty much, I've been thinking of this what if the whole time, ever since I was watching DxD. And also reading the manga. But pretty much, this what if is basically some of my own story. Mostly the what's it called? Not own story. I always had this weird, well, not weird. Mostly, I always had this like dream of me. No, I'm just kidding. But pretty much, no, I'm just fucking with you. But pretty much, this was somewhat I never did write this or any of this. I just always had this in my mind ever since middle school. Ever since I played Minecraft, Crazy Craft mod. I don't know. Mostly since I always thought of this. I always thought of the you know that small little prince from Crazy Craft, the blue dragon with 3 heads. Yeah, that's going to kind of be like Issei a little bit. Okay. I don't know. Okay, let me actually kind of detail this enough. Pretty much, well, not detail enough. Let me just actually go into the story because I am rambling on way too much. Okay, pretty much we go into the birth of a young, powerful, very powerful, and still very young, but very powerful young baby. Mostly, this baby has 3 eyes. This is where his 3 eyes. One is blue. Well, his right side is blue. One is black on his, what's it called? Mostly, wait. So, one is blue, mostly the right side. The other side, the, what's it called? Left side, is yellow. And in the middle, there's a 3rd eye that's red. This is where, well, not red. Mostly it's, yellow. The red one is in the left side. This is where, he seems to be having horns. But of course, this is where, he's smiling out of, the kindness of, an older lady that kind of appeared, above him. This older lady seems to have about 4 horns on top of her head. Two of them protruding from her head, and the other 2 mostly near her kind of forehead. This is where, she seems to have a crown on top of her head. This crown has multiple gems around it, all different colors, but of course, the crown itself is black with red. Of course, her horns are mostly red and black. This is where her hair is long, not scarlet, like long black jet hair with the tint of scarlet red in, some highlights at the very end of her hair. This is where, she seems to have this, mostly these 3 eyes, similar to the young child that's, below her, mostly on the bed. Of course, this is where, she has one dark sapphire blue eye, one golden yellow eye. Well, it's purple mostly, but of course, in the middle, mostly the middle is purple. And of course, to the, left, is a crimson red eye. This is where they are all slick eyes. This is where, she seems to have very sharp teeth when she smiles to see her baby boy just giggling at her. This is where, she has crimson red, kind of black jet with crimson, scarlet crimson red armor, mostly around her whole body. This is where all the way down to her legs. But mostly her feet isn't covered with armor, but it looks to be like her actual feet. It looks like to be dragon, mostly scales, underneath her kind of armor. This is where her hands are like claws of a dragon. But mostly her scales are kind of black and somewhat mostly like dark purple with red in it. This is where, her face is kind of having scales also. This is where, she grins at seeing the baby boy laughing and giggling. This is where, she is saddened that she will have to send him off to, be his own, mostly own person. But she will not leave him without no choice. but to give him something. Something that should keep him safe. Something that will require him to awaken one day by the chain. Mostly it's a necklace. This necklace is not just an Orient necklace. It's kind of, well, mostly this white marble color with this gold color also. It's like a star. It's like it looks like a star. It also does feel like it's made out of a cosmic star. A very powerful, just supernova star or something. This is where, well, it has multiple gems inside it. Well, multiple gems around it. Similar towards a crown that she has. But of course, the one thing that's problem with hers is the crown that she has all the gems glowing with this different powers of elements. So many different types of elements. But in this necklace, it seems not to be glowing. None of them seems to be glowing except one. One bright turquoise blue color starts glowing, starts crackling with lightning also. This is where she seems surprised to see that her baby boy has just unlocked an element ever since, well, he's just only a couple of like days old. Yet she's so happy to believe that, well, her baby boy just has unlocked a very powerful element, and that is lightning. Turquoise lightning. Very powerful infinity of lightning. But of course, this is where, well, she then still feels sad. But then something else happens. Around the turquoise lightning, darkness started spilling out from another gem. But this time, this gem was mostly something, not gem, it's mostly not lightning. She had another necklace mostly with her, but this necklace was given towards from, well, mostly her cousin. Or mostly, yeah, her cousin. Mostly a friend of hers. Well, mostly it's not her cousin, but mostly it's a friend of hers. Since, well, her powers is so powerful that she kind of made friends. But pretty much this friend of hers kind of gave her a necklace that kind of have the elements, but dark, very dark, malicious elements. Not elements that she kind of is used to. Mostly the element from the necklace started protruding. One gem started becoming dark, very dark. It seems that he awakened something else. And it seems the necklace is really kind of going towards the boy. It started flowing up and went towards the boy. Right now sitting next to the cosmic kind of star. That's right now one gem is protruding this turquoise lightning. Of course, this is where, well, she is shocked to see that mostly the necklace took a liking to her young boy. One necklace is called the Cosmic Element Dragon, mostly Cosmic Element Dragon Necklace. Mostly he must be awakening all of the elements. But it seems like at this age, he wouldn't be able to, but it's just shocking to see one element already awakening to his command, ever since he's only 1 day old. Of course, is where the other necklace seems to actually allows him to awaken one element from also that necklace. But instead of being any of the elements, it's actually one of the powerful demons that resides in that necklace. The other necklace is called the Necklace of Demonics. Mostly the element demonics. And the one thing he just unlocked, the baby boy, seems to be darkness. The devil, well, mostly the demon of darkness. This is where, well, she is pretty shocked. But of course, she is still smiling. She's actually pretty grateful for her friend. Mostly the king, mostly the demon king of the underworld. This is where, well, she also did kind of get this where eye patch, but mostly not an eye patch, no. She did get other things, mostly a scythe from her friend, mostly her best friend, Death. Yes, Death is a female. Not the point, let me go back into it. But she did get a scythe from her. Also, she did get also some other stuff, mostly from a friend, mostly the god of all angels. And of course, mostly this thing is mostly holy light. This mostly a blessing to be resistant to holy light in anything that is considered holy. This is where she puts him on top of, well, the young boy. The young boy doesn't seem to be affected by the weight of the scythe. Instead, the scythe actually transforms into a ball of light, or mostly a ball of like darkness and white, went inside her baby boy. Even the most of the ball of light from her kind of friend, the god of all angels and anything holy, decides to go inside the baby boy. She is sighing from the fact that she literally doesn't want to let go of her baby boy because, well, her baby boy is needing to go to the human world. Not to kind of keep balance, not to cause chaos, for him to do whatever. She doesn't really want him to do some crazy stuff, but pretty much it's his choice. Whatever he chooses on. Pretty much he can cause chaos, he can cause, well, protection, whatever. Pretty much, he's not chosen to go into any fate. She's only doing this just because, well, she doesn't really want her baby boy to grow up to being too spoiled and too arrogant for his own good. He is what to call, well, the prince of all dragons. Just like she's the queen of all dragons, every single dragon, she's right now above. She is above every single dragon. Let me mention it again. Every single dragon, okay? But not the point. Let me go back into water. Of course, this is where, well, she will have to kind of send him towards the human world. This is where, well, she then kind of just snapped her fingers, and this is where a power erupted around mostly the baby boy and made him disappear. His goldenish hair decided to transform into brown. His eyes turn into brown also. This is where he looks like a normal baby just being born. He then, well, mostly his hair disappears, but of course, where, well, he is now born in a family, a human family, a regular human family. Mostly, she chose them to be regular because, well, not chosen to be regular, mostly chose them to be a regular family because, well, she didn't want her baby boy to be born into mages or any of them other types. She is saddened and she cries a little bit. This is where someone puts their arm, well, mostly on her shoulders and says, "He'll be fine," the older mysterious man says. His eyes are white, whiter than anything you can ever see, whiter than the void of emptiness. This is where, well, he has brownish hair, and of course wearing black long sleeve and black pants, black boots, and having this very, very powerful white scythe behind him. This is where, well, the scythe might be white, but the handle seems to be crystallized diamond. This is where, well, he has brown jagged hair, similar towards what Issei would have had, or mostly the baby boy. But of course, we go into the baby boy's life. Every time, well, when he woke up, and of course, well, we go into mostly the young boy being around, well, 4 years old. Of course, when he was kind of walking around, learning how to walk, talk, and other things, he actually did this all faster, but he didn't really want to be abnormal or anything. So, of course, he decides to kind of, well, wait until he became 4 years old. And, well, dragon years, it would have became older, but he's actually now 4 years old. He acts like a normal human, but pretty much he doesn't really act like a normal human. He's already intelligent, as smart as the smartest person in the entire world. Of course, he has this weird aura that allows him to be not defined by anyone. It seems like anything or anyone that tries to define him, he has the power to crush them in an instant. Even though he's 4 years old, he doesn't care. He decides to walk to a vending machine, grab some chips from it. Well, he managed to kind of put money in it and grab some chips from it and starts eating them. This is where, well, he's eating and he just doesn't care. This is where bullies actually tries to attack him because he's one of the newest kids and people always try to hurt him. Of course, this is where this kid is named, well, Issei. But of course, this is where every time people try to attack him, like these older kids right now, they could never ever touch him. For some reason, every time they get close to Issei, if it's not his parents or someone that he knows that he actually what's it called, likes or just whatever, and he doesn't know them, for some reason, anyone that gets close right now gets shocked in an instant. Like lightning comes out of Issei, and they get shocked automatically. They're right now knocked out, blacked out in an instant. Doesn't work well. Issei turns around and looks confused at them, but they didn't care. He then keeps walking. Doesn't work well. Any beings that are dark, like very dark, powerful beings, like, well, this random, what's it called, stray that tried to attack Issei one time because he thought that Issei looked delicious, for some reason got easily ripped apart in an instant from the inside. And of course, Issei didn't turn around because he didn't care that much, because he didn't know what that was. For some reason, he always felt kind of different from other kids. He felt much smarter, much more powerful, and for some reason felt like he actually understood magic so much easier than anyone else. Even though no one else is kind of like, they don't know much about magic. Which he doesn't care. Pretty much, he always had these necklaces around his neck. Mostly one was golden and the other one was black. But of course he didn't care. One looked like a star, one looked like, well, crescent of a moon, and well, mostly a moon. But of course, he didn't really care. He mostly kind of walked around, but yeah. Doesn't work well. Issei just keeps walking around ever since he was 4 years old, but we go into a time skip. Mostly a week ago. A week ago of Issei kind of went missing on accident. Yes, Issei went missing on accident on one special day. He accidentally went through a portal and landed in front of, well, a giant red lizard. Now this giant red lizard looks at Issei confusedly. Very confusedly. And how the fuck did a like 4-year-old human boy manage to get here and is not dying in an instant? Of course, Issei right now is just eating chips right in front of the great big red lizard, and just says, "What are you? Some kind of overgrown lizard?" he said. This is where, well, the great red gets annoyed and was about to just kill the brat or just let him die, until Issei, before the claws even reach him, he decided to put his hand, well, stop it with one finger like Aizen does, and just stop mostly Great Red from hitting him by a claw attack. This is where, well, he blocks it, and this is where Red is just shocked. This is where, well, Issei looks confused, but this is where Issei kind of like appears right in front of Great Red, and flicks him in the forehead, launching him through different dimensions, mostly launching him through the dimensional gap. This is where he landed somewhere else, and Great Red widened his eyes and realized the child isn't normal. But we go into mostly this week time skip. Mostly, Great Red has been running away from the child because the child seems to be much more powerful than he actually expected. He is going to figure out a way how to get this kid back away from him, because he realized that this kid is not normal. The kid is much stronger. He's only 4 years old, yes, for being a normal human. Yet he feels strangely familiar that this kind of energy appears around the kid. Mostly when the kid is either angry or sad, he feels like he's going to die. He literally gets the aura of death, even though he never feels death ever in his whole entire life. But for some reason, when the kid either becomes sad or becomes really angry and frustrated, his aura just spikes up, just like shots up to the roof. This is where, well, he gets the feeling of someone looking at him with these murderous eyes. And of course, Issei's eyes does also become, one becomes blue, one becomes red, and the other one becomes yellow, which he gets shocked to believe that this child has 3 eyes. Now, of course, he also gets this dangerous aura that he's actually a dragon. A much more powerful dragon than he is. Which he is not scared of anyone in this entire world, but yet he gets fear from this one boy. Just this one boy is the most powerful being right now in existence right in front of him. But of course, he managed to survive away from the kid, or even close to the kid, so he doesn't lose him and somehow he's asleep, and this is where the kid kind of kicked him or something too hard, throwing him somewhere else. This is where, well, he actually regretting staying in this fucking dimensional gap and rather just let Orpheus deal with the kid. This is where, well, he is frustrated with the kid until he then decided, wait, why can't I just throw him to somewhere else? This is where, well, he decided to throw him into, what's it called, just somewhere else, like a different country entirely. And Issei managed to come back. Yeah, Issei kind of got lost in this country and managed to come back and then just get angry and punches, well, what's it called, Red really hard. Probably breaking some teeth. This is where Red has been just with the kid for a while. Not too close, but not too far. So, of course, has been losing a lot of sleep from the fact that he's been babysitting a 4-year-old that doesn't know what to do. Of course, the kid also does get really hungry, and Great Red is going to have to find a way for him just to eat something. This is where, well, he also found out one thing. Bringing him to the human world, mostly Issei, because he's been babysitting for him for a week, he found out that this kid has an appetite of a dragon. Literally a dragon. He doesn't understand because he doesn't feel any much powerful aura from him unless he gets angry or sad. Well, when he becomes sad, it seems like aura around him just tries to comfort him and trying to, like, some kind of aura comfort him. But at the same time, anything around him becomes literally just dead. This is where, well, he is confused. But of course, he did manage to bring him towards some kind of restaurant, and the restaurant kicked mostly Great Red and Issei out because Issei literally ate everything in that place. Great Red became broke after a while, even though he doesn't use money that much. He literally had a stash of a bunch of money that he usually kept in the, what's it called, dimensional gap, because dragons are kind of greedy and blah blah blah. We're not that greedy, mostly they keep things stashed and other things valuable. Yeah, he become kind of broke. He's sad. He doesn't understand this kid. This kid logic and this physicality, mostly his physical and whatever, it looked like a normal human. He believes that this kid is not a normal human. He believes this kid is actually a dragon in disguise. But he doesn't understand this because, well, first of all, why is there a human being a dragon or a dragon being a human? Definitely being like a 4-year-old. He thinks of Orpheus because Orpheus literally did just change her body or him or whatever the hell it is into literally a child. This is where Great Red says, yeah, I don't fucking understand that either. This is where, he tries to understand the, well, child more and found out that he does have the capacity as a child. He does act like a child most of the time for about a week, but yeah. Now, I said this about a week, but actually been, what's it called, 2 weeks. Him just dealing with Issei. But of course, in the outside, it's actually just been a week, so yeah. But of course, we go into Great Red, kind of managing to get rid of Issei by actually losing him. He doesn't even know where he lost Issei. He's been looking around the dimensional gap for about 3 weeks in that place, but Issei managed to go back home. Yeah. This is where, well, Issei thought it was kind of fun to meet a giant red lizard, but he didn't really care. He instead just walked back home. But yeah, of course his parents were very happy to believe that he's back to normal. Yay, he's back in their lives, and yeah. This is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip about, well, about 14 years later. Issei is now the age of 18. Issei has been very lazy to go to school. He's already smart enough and he doesn't really want to go to high school at all. He actually hates the school that he was actually kind of brought in, and that was none other than Kyo Academy by his parents, because his parents asked him to at least try. But Issei got quite annoyed with everyone's bullshit in that place. He doesn't want to explode with his aura, his powerful aura that he has. Such powerful and density aura that he managed to control, but he still doesn't want to explode. But luckily he managed to be able to talk to some dragons. In his mind skip, he can actually talk to some dragons. Thanks to the necklace, he's actually been able to unlock about 10 different elements. And of course, in the other necklace, he's actually been able to talk to other, well, 10 different other dark elements. Now, the elements from the 1-star one is actually full of elder dragons. Now, the one dragon that he's very cool with is the lightning dragon. the turquoise lightning dragon, the highest infinity for lightning. Of course, the other dragons are also cool, but they're all elders. The lightning elder dragon just became a lightning elder dragon about 1,000 years ago. But of course, well, he's been really cool with him. Of course, well, the other side are basically dark elements, and they're mostly all demons. All demons with different elements. And the one he mostly likes is his darkness element. Mostly the demon of darkness. But of course, well, he doesn't really mind it. He can use lightning and darkness together. They actually work really good together. For some reason, but he doesn't mind it. He's actually pretty strong. Of course, he has still brownish hair and brownish eyes. Now, of course, he could always go to the dimensional gap by the power of one of the elder dragons that he had, the abilities, but he doesn't go bother Great Red. After that, what's it called, when he was 4, he didn't think he could actually go bother him. Maybe. He's pretty much is kind of a troll sometimes. He's also pretty, what's it called, happy sometimes. Well, not that happy. He actually doesn't care. He smiles sometimes. He is also pretty damn tall. I should mention he's almost the height of Gojo Satoru. He is literally 6'1", but yet people don't really like him because he's tall and his face looks not that great. Even though it's mostly an illusion that Issei put over him just so people won't bother him that much, especially girls. Girls have actually been more annoying to him than any other kind of like gender. But yeah. Other than that, we go into Issei. Issei is just kind of walking, and of course, well, he gets to school again in this specific day. Of course, he goes from school very tired and exhausted. Not really. He has so much stamina. He can keep going on for days and days and days. But he's just bored to learn the same thing that he already learned since he was 4 fucking years old. Yeah, it's just boring to him. Nothing new has ever actually interested him that much. He instead goes to, after school, sees a vending machine, right now puts some money in it, and gets chips. Or mostly a bag of cookies. This is where, well, the bag of cookies gets stuck. Issei looks at the bag of cookies with fury in his eyes, just so much anger, that this is where he's about to punch the shit out of the vending machine until someone says, hey, this is where Issei stops because his hand was right now glowing this kind of goldenish yellow. Well, someone said, hey, and this is where Issei was confused, shocked, and turned around. This is where, well, who actually stopped him was actually a girl with red hair and bluish eyes. This is where Issei said, do you need something? This is where, well, the girl said, yeah, were you about to punch the vending machine? Issei said, no, I was going to try to move the vending machine so I can get my bag of cookies. They ripped me off. This is where Issei kind of starts acting like a little child half the time. This is where the girl thinks it's kind of cute. And this is where, well, she says, I mean, I can always buy another thing so he can hit the bag. This is where, well, Issei says, can you please do it? Because even though Issei does have money, he doesn't want to waste more money. This is where, well, she kind of smiles and says, sure. This is where, well, she puts money into the vending machine, and of course, this is where she clicked different numbers. Mostly a bag of chips, or not a bag of chips, a bag of cookies that's from the top, going down, hitting the bag of cookies out with Issei's, and of course, just landing down. This is where Issei says, bag of cookies. This is where he grabs them both and gives one towards, well, the red hair. This is where Issei then opens his and starts eating him. This is where he eats it like if he's a child still. This is where, well, he's very smiling, very kind, and this is where, well, the girl kind of becomes red a little bit. Because, well, she does notice this boy most of the time in her class, but pretty much, she never decides to talk to him or kind of pretty much anything. Pretty much, he's in the opposite side from her, just sitting on one of the tables, looking outside most of the time, and being bored out of his life. His eyes are so motionless half the time, but right now his eyes are pretty like full of life and pretty bright. This is where, well, she kind of blushes a little bit. This is where, well, even though she's like a bunch of years ahead from him, even, well, not a bunch of years ahead from him, mostly she is, well, considered to be a different being from her, well, I mean from him, because she expects him to be a human. She is kind of liking the human. This is where, well, even though Issei is considered not to even be human, in Great Red's words, great, what's it called? Great red words is basically saying Issei's not fucking human at all. Motherfucker has the appetite of a dragon, has a power similar to a dragon. Motherfucker's aura is also similar to a dragon, but much more powerful. That was his words when Issei was 4 years old. This is where, well, Issei is kind of eating the cookies. This is where, well, he finished a bag of cookies pretty instantly and still feels hungry. This is where he says, are you gonna eat those cookies? This is where he then asks the question towards, well, the red hair. This is where the red hair say, not really. Here. This is where Issei says, thank you. This is where he kind of takes it. This is where, well, Issei then opens it and eats the cookies. This is where, well, Issei said, I'll pay you back. This is where, well, he kind of said to the girl. This is where the girl said, no, it's very fine. I don't need money. This is where Issei said, huh? Okay. This is where Issei starts walking away, and this is where the red hair kind of seems very interested in him. Very interesting. This is where someone says, ara, Rias. Did you fall in love with someone? This is where, well, Rias almost jumped out of nowhere, and of course sees Hakuno just right there beside her standing. This is where Rias says, Hakuno, what the fuck? You just gave me a heart attack. This is where, well, Hakuno says, oh my, sorry about that. I didn't expect to give you a heart attack. I thought I was just being very stealthy and quiet. Ara. This is where, well, Rias says, don't ever sneak up again on me. Holy shit. This is where, well, she thought she just had a freaking heart attack from, well, Hakuno. This is where Hakuno says, Ara, why you gotta be so mean, Ryu-san? This is where, well, Ryu says, stop that. Holy shit. This is where, well, Issei goes back home eating cookies until a girl kind of approaches him and says, hello there, are you Issei? This is where Issei turns around and just sees a girl. This is where he kind of still is holding the bag of cookies and then just pulls it away from her. Mostly he just turns around but then puts his cookie behind him saying, yeah, why? This is where the girl just thinks that was kind of adorable a little bit because Issei kind of act like a child, like he doesn't want to share a bag of cookies. This is where she says, you don't need to hide your cookies. I'm not here to take your cookies. Issei said, okay. This is where she says, my name is Yuma, Yuma Amamoto, and you must be Issei. This is where, Issei says, yeah, Issei Hyodo. Do you need something? Issei's still eating his cookies. This is where he takes a bite of it. This is where, she says, well, I kinda do. Will you go out with me? Issei thinks about it. What is that? Issei turns his head to the side, and this is where Yuma almost falls down, just realizing that Issei doesn't know anything about any of that. So Yuma says, a date is to like go out with people that you care about. This is where Issei said, isn't it just like kind of hanging out with friends or something? This is where Yuma says, no, like someone that you like, and this is where she's trying to explain towards Issei, but Issei is dense. In this one, Issei is not know that much about love, and he's not much lustful. He doesn't really care. This is where, Issei says, is food involved? This is where she says, yeah, there is. Issei says, sure, let's go. This is where she wanted her eyes and realized that basically Issei is hungry. God damn it. Of course, she thinks it's adorable just because he's hungry. It's just like, density is, he's dense. This is where, Issei goes home, and this is where, Issei's eating his bag of cookies. This is where Yuma disappears and walks away until someone kind of checks and sees Issei. Mostly a girl with white hair, and she's eating mostly candy. This is where Issei turns around and says, not another one tries to eat my bag of cookies. Go away. This is where, Kaneko looks at Issei, seeing that Issei starts kind of running away with his bag of cookies. And this is where she then thinks about it. Yeah, I would have ate his bag of cookies. Damn it. This is where she then shakes her head and says, no. I need to contact, Rias about the fallen. Going after some boy. Maybe she is after the bag of cookies. This is where Kaneko then thinks in her head. Cookie. This is where she thinks of Cookie. This is where, Issei gets home, and of course, this is where, he's already finished eating the bag of cookies. He throws it in the trash, and of course, his parents says, Issei. This is where, Issei says, hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. This is where, he kind of waves at them with a very cheerful smile. This is where, They said, so please tell me that you finally found someone that you can instantly kind of bring grandchildren with us, well, with you. Issei said, no. I mean, I found someone that asked me out. They're pretty much just going to go buy me food. This is where, well, both of Issei's parents are grateful, but they're just confused about food. Yes, Issei has been very hungry most of the time. He's a very hungry child. This is where, well, they kind of just look at him confusedly and says, really? Food? Issei says, yeah, why not? This is where, well, Issei still very, like, smiles, very cheerful smile. This is where both of their parents just kind of hearts warm so much because this child can, mostly his smile can literally warm anyone's heart so easily. If you're the coldest person, yeah. But if you piss off Issei, there's a good chance your heart is going to literally just jump out of your chest and run away from Issei with the scared expression. But yeah, not the point. This is where Issei said, well, I'll be going into my room. This is where Issei gets into his room and literally just takes a fucking nap. But yeah, the next day there's no school, and of course, where, well, Issei goes outside, waits for, what's it called, Yuma, but of course, where, well, he's wearing casual clothes, mostly, what's it called, a black pants, what's it called, like black pants, well, black sweatpants mostly, black shoes, mostly, what's it called, a black, what's it called, long sleeve, and pretty much just a hat. He doesn't know why he has a hat, but he needs a hat. This is where, well, Yuma managed to get towards Issei and says, hey, Issei. This is where Issei looks at her and just looks at her with confusedly. Yeah, okay. Basically, she wears something like the original canon. This is where, well, she's smiling at Issei, and Issei and Yuma kind of do a lot of things in the original canon. It's just Yuma realized that she has to spend a lot of money for Issei to eat. But of course, this is where Issei does pay like half of like almost all that he basically ate, which Yuma was grateful. But she's just shocked to believe that Issei can eat this much. That's the where, well, she then thinks, does his parent just starve him? No, not actually. That's the opposite. They basically try to fill his appetite. He's just a very tall child that has so much of an appetite. But yeah, this is where, well, in great red words, he has the appetite of a black fucking hole. Literally, it just goes into him and doesn't like become bigger. He doesn't become bigger. He instead eats more to fill that black hole. But yeah, of course, we go back into, well, mostly of course, this is where, well, they're going to the park. And of course, this is where, well, Yuma says, Issei, would you die for me? This is where Issei said, die? Is that some kind of food? This is where Yuma falls down. It's like, no, oh, Jesus Christ, are you tense? Now, Issei does know about words. He just acts kind of childish because it's funny to him. This is where, well, Issei doesn't really get on guard. But this is where a light spirit actually appears, almost stabbing, what's it called, Yuma. But this is where Issei appears, grabbing her and pushing her down. This is where the spear hits him in the back and exploding his long sleeve. Mostly, what's it called, his shirt does kind of rip. This is where, well, Issei turns around with one of his eyes being slick and murderous. This is where Yuma winds her eyes and says, Issei. This is where, well, the person says, damn it, I almost assassinated Azel's daughter. That's annoying. This is where, well, you brat managed to, this is where he looks at the back of this person and realizes, motherfucker's not hurt or pierced. What the fuck? This is where, well, Yuma noticed that also, but pretty much behind Issei is a little bit of a scratch. But pretty much the light spirit wasn't the thing that actually affected him. Instead, it was just the explosion that had in that light spear. Because it was orange instead of a yellowish color. Because this person wanted to explode and kill Yuma. Mostly stab her and kill her while exploding. But yeah, that didn't really work. This is where the person says, okay, what the fuck are you? This is where Issei says, huh? Human, I guess? This is where, well, the person says, bullshit! This is where, well, Issei said, I don't know. This is where the person says, oh, fuck's sakes. Yuma's confused, but this is where she was about to heal Issei's back until it heals really fast. This is where Issei says, I don't know, but all I know is that you piss me off. Issei's voice becomes dark and more murderous. This is where Yuma actually stops before trying to heal Issei's back. This is where, well, the person feels this aura, this powerful aura choking him. Right now, he feels like he's about to die. This person has 8 wings, and yet he feels like he's about to die. He's dying. What the hell are you? Issei said, me? I don't know what I am. But all you gotta know is that you seriously pissed me off. Issei appears right in front of this person, right now sending a powerful kick towards this person right in the face, launching him straight toward building, smashing through it. This is where, well, Issei then disappears again, reappearing right in front of the, fallen angel, grabbing him from the face and then launching him back to the park. This is where a little paper, a red paper, mostly not red paper, a brown paper with a symbol of make your wish appear. That was the paper, and this is where, Yuma kind of wet her eyes, mostly she is Rainer, but yeah, she says, what the heck is, this is where the paper lights up red, and this is where, well, someone appears named Rias Gremory. This is where, well, Rainer says, Rias? Or mostly Gremory? This is where, well, Gremory turns around and says, Fallen? What the hell did you summon me for? This is where, well, they look confused until the Fallen flies past him in an instant, smashing into a tree. Most of his head goes through it, but his body doesn't go through it. This is where, well, he says, what the... This is where Issei says, you know, it's no time for sleeping. Wake your ass up. Issei slapped the shit out of the Fallen Angel to wake his ass up. Bah! This is where the slap, you could have heard it from fucking miles. This is where Rias and right now kind of cringes. The fact that Issei bitch smacked this man so damn hard. This is where Issei says, wake up. This is where the Fallen gets angry and says, I'm going to kill you. Light Spirit of Heaven. This is where, well, or mostly Fallen Light Spears. This is where multiple Light Spears appears upon Issei, and this is where it smashes all upon him, but yet doesn't affect him. And so his shirt's all fucked up and ripped. And of course, it did kind of fall off of him. This is where it's showing off his, 8 packs. Like, he has 8 packs, and this is where when Rias and, Rainer see this, they turn around so fast because they actually started bleeding from their nose. This is where they say, holy shit. This is where, both Rainer and Rias kind of glance at each other and they say, we don't talk about this. This is where, well, Issei then fucking kneed the Fallen in the face, right in the fucking skull, feeling like he broke something. Even though he already slapped the shit out of him, he probably did broke something with that, but yeah. This is where the Fallen feels like his nose is bleeding, but it's not because of Issei, it's because Issei fucking broke something in his nose that made blood actually gash out. This is where then Issei grabs his, mostly grabs his hair, and then punch him so hard, smashing him out of that tree. Even though it took a while for the tree to break, but it was like a tough ass tree, okay? This is where, well, Issei then appears, well, again on the Fallen, and the Fallen, he's on the ground, he's on the stone ground until he gets his fucking head stomped in an instant. This is where Issei said, you pissed me off way too much. Fire. This is where, well, not fire, lightning plasma style. This is where lightning started crackling around his hand. And this is where, well, he says, you die in an instant. This is where 2 of his eyes turns into a very turquoise lightning blue color, but around his eye becomes black. This is where darkness started erupting from his hand also. This is where he grabs the Fallen Angel and just right now zaps him with billions, and I mean billions of voltage into his brain. This is where just making his brain fucking dead. This is where, well, in other words, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei didn't care about how he killed the Fallen. He pretty much didn't give a fuck, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei said, hey, are you gonna tell me what happened? This is where, well, someone in his head right now said, I think he's fucking dead. You zapped him with billions of volts. I guess he's dead. This is where Issei says, oops, sorry about that. This is where the Elder Dragon of Lightning says, no, I shouldn't be scolding you. I should be screaming at you for killing him. What the hell? This is where, well, Issei says, sorry. This is where Issei scratches the back of his head after seeing the Lightning Dragon. The Elder Lightning Dragon. He seems to be much taller than anyone. No one has seen this Lightning Dragon. If anyone's seen him, they would expect this Lightning Dragon to be, taller than fucking Great Red. Which are not closely wrong. But, yeah. But this is where, well, the Lightning Dragon says, okay, just go back out there and try to explain to the black-haired girl to never talk about this again. Issei said, "Oh right, I forgot about her. What was her name?" This is the fucking dragon smacked his forehead and says, "God damn it, Issei, Issei-san, please, for the love of God, start acting your mature age, please." Issei stops kind of acting goofy and says, "Fine. Fine, I'll stop acting goofy for a little bit. Just a little bit." This is where the dragon says, "Fine, no, I'll take it like that." This is where, well, Issei says, "Yuma, are you okay?" This is where Yuma turns around and says, "Issei," this is where her face turns red, and this is where, well, she turns around and says, "Yeah, I'm fine." This is where, well, Rias is still there. She is still frozen. She is right now bleeding from her nose and trying to stop the perverted thoughts in her head. This is where Issei says, "Hey, red hair, why are you here?" This is where he pokes her, and this is where, well, Yuma and Rias turns around and say, "Please put on a shirt or something." This is where Issei says, "Sure." This is where, well, Issei right now makes a magic circle appears, a bluish, like turquoise lightning circle, and this is where a lightning coat appears around him. Mostly, what they call, like a black coat, mostly. This is where, well, it wasn't the turquoise lightning, instead it becomes black, and it was a darkness demon kind of making him have a darkness cloak right now. This is where Issei says, "Is that much better?" This is where, well, they said, "Yes." This is where, well, they still are kind of bleeding. They're right now stopping it. And this is where, well, Rhea says, "The reason why I'm here, I thought you needed trouble, help, or something like that." This is where, well, Rainier says, "Didn't you come from a magic circle of that paper?" This is where, well, Rhea says, yeah? I gave it to him. I don't remember you ever giving it to me," he says that. This is where Rhea is right now sweating bullets because she got caught. This is where, well, she decides to explain her plan and hoping Issei doesn't actually kill her. This is where Issei says, "Oh, huh. I guess I'm not dead. So I guess her plan failed." This is where Rhea says, "Yeah, I guess it did fail. But how? How did you survive a eight-winged fallen, what's it called, angel?" This is where, well, Rainier says, "That's what I'm talking about. Shouldn't the light spirits manage to hurt you?" He said, "I don't know." This is where, well, this weird darkness demon appears from behind him, mostly thanks to the darkness cloak. This is where, well, the demon says, "Hello there." This is where both of them get scared and right now hug each other and say, "What the fuck are you?" This is where both of them said at the same time. This is where, well, the demon says, "I am a demon. I am named Yami. Yami, the demon of darkness. I am somewhat the protector of Issei-sama. But please, just call me Yami. Don't call me anything professional. I only call Issei-sama by Issei-sama. But the reason why he wasn't hurt by the holy light is because he has an ability that was given him by literally the God of all angels. And I'm not talking about the big man that's right now in this world. Well, mostly it wasn't called the God of all angels. Mostly her name was Life. You can call her Life, you can call her Kigai, whatever you like to call her. She is mostly someone that's basically the mother of all angels and the mother of also God, and you like the term to call it. She gave the power of mostly this holy kind of thing to immune for Issei to be okay. She is very powerful, and she basically knew Issei's mother. That's where they say Issei's mother. Isn't she human? Demon said, "Do you actually expect Issei here to be human at the first place?" Is there they say, "Explain." That's where, well, the demon sighs and says, "Issei, do you want to explain to them, or do you?" This is where Issei says, "No, I explain to them." This is where Issei says, "I am a dragon." This is where, well, they said, a dragon? This is where, well, but we felt like a sacred gear inside you. Are you sure that you're not just like a sacred gear user with a dragon? Issei said, "I don't know about that." This is where, well, a godly appears and says, "Well, hello there." This is where Issei says, "Oh, Drake." This is where Drake says, "Did you forget that I am a sacred gear? I'm not a part of your freaking, well, mostly your other dragons. The other dragons that you have." Actually, I feel really scared and intimidated by them. This is where, well, the other dragon says, "You better be damn well, motherfucker." This is where, well, the dragon's, what's it called, Drake feels very, like, sweating right now. And of course, he explains what Issei exactly is. A dragon. Yes, just a dragon. Nothing else. That has other dragons with him. Multi-elder dragons are trying to teach him with elements. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else. He's just sweating bullets. But yeah, he says, pretty much, yeah. This is where, well, this says, okay. This is what this is Drake says. You know, this is the most oddest kind of position you will ever be. Say, there's a devil right there, and then, well, there's a pure blood devil right there, the red hair, and then there's a fallen angel who's actually the daughter of, I guess, Azel? Who the fuck is he? Oh yeah, the Azel, mostly the governor angel or something like that. This is where, well, Rhea says, wait, you're the governor angel's daughter? And you're Rhea's primary mostly the sister of Sir Zax. Yes, I know. I actually have paid attention to you. And this is where, well, Rhea says, holy shit, if you're the governor's daughter and you would have died, yeah, a war would have broke out. This is where, well, Issei said, interesting. This is where Issei started feeling hungry. And this is where Issei says, well, okay, I'm feeling hungry. This is where Issei starts walking away and Drake says, really? Hungry? Didn't you just eat like a lot of stuff? This is where, well, both with Rios and Rainer kind of sweat drop, but of course they decide to follow Issei. This is where Issei just goes to a vending machine and starts kind of getting what's it called, cookies. Darkness was confused in why he does this, and of course decided to ask what's it called, Lightning Dragon named Righton to kind of just zap the vending machine, which he does, and of course a bunch of cookies start falling down. This is where he starts kind of grabbing them all. This is where, well, cookie, num. This is where, well, both Rainer and Rios kind of sits down, kind of eat the cookies also. But of course, pretty much Drake explains to them a little bit more about Issei. But yeah, he's a pure-blooded dragon and one of the most powerful. He kind of said that to the last part because Drake already knows what Issei exactly is. He's been in Issei's body for a while, and actually pretty shocked to believe that he actually kind of, even though the sacred gears only goes to those who are human, he mistake Issei for being human. Mostly the system mistake Issei for being human because he's in a human family. So yeah, thanks to, well, Issei's true mother, like, kind of fucked up the system. So Drake actually they emerge into Issei and does know what Issei has done to Great Red, but he's not going to talk about that. Literally, he remembers the memory of what Issei did to Great Red. And half the dragon elders were dying seeing Great Red just being launched around like a friggin' ragdoll. Which they can do the same. It's just a child. Not even a fucking, well, about a 4-year-old freaking dragon. Still being a baby most of the time. Mostly in their eyes they still see Issei as a child. But of course, he fucking dragged, what's it called, Great Red like if he was just like some kind of stuffed animal that he didn't want no more most of the time. And had a little tantrum with, well, Great Red. Even though Great Red does act like a child most of the time, they see Great Red being dragged like some kind of, what's it called, just random doll. But yeah. But of course, for right now, I'm going to end it off here. So yeah, this is, well, I will tell you, name it or whatever I call it. But other than that, I'm going to end it off here. So bye, this and that, and bye. Yeah, bye.